and welcome to the first episode of the Mockingbyrd Made podcast. I'm Jordan, and you can find me as Mockingbyrd Made on Ravelry, Instagram, and my Etsy shop. So this is a podcast about knitting and some spinning and dyeing and just all around crafty goodness. I kind of dabble in lots of things. So, but mainly knitting and crochet. So let's get started. So for whips in my Gnome Acres drawstring bag, I am working on the, if I can find the pattern, Pure Joy by Locatelli, and I am always just late to the party. Everybody and their dog has knit one, with good reason, because it's a wonderful pattern. I'll show you a picture of it here. So yeah, I don't know if that's focusing, but the grocery girls had a knit along for this, I think, over the summer, and I'm just now getting to it, but that is okay, because everything in its own time. So here it is, and I stopped in the middle of a road because I'm a doofus, but I am on wedge 4, and you can tell it's kind of all squished up on here because I don't have a long enough cable, and it will probably stay squished up on here. But I'm loving the knit, and you can see I just finished a row of eyelets. I'm really enjoying it. I cast this on, my husband and I recently went to his sister's wedding in Indiana. We live in Texas, and it was my first plane trip, and so I cast this on. I suffer from anxiety, really high-strung anxiety, and so first plane trip, and it was the first time that I had met a lot of his extended family. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. So I cast this on kind of as something to look forward to on the plane. And I'm using a stitch marker. Focus, focus. Come on. Well, I'm using a stitch marker that was gifted to me by a lovely person who I did a mini skein swap with. Oh, and I'm knitting these on size 6 in the Knitter's Pride Dreamz, and I really like these. These are really good. I don't know why they're not focusing. I really like these. But I'm sure you all want to know what the yarn is. So the main color, which is really pretty browns and kind of blues and greens and yellows, very kind of autumnal, is the Clay Purl, and it's a local yarn shop in Indiana, and they're not merely sock yarn, and it is an 80-10-10 superwash merino cashmere nylon base, and that is their, you probably can't see that, I'm so sorry, this is going to be a learning curve. And in the colorway Antique Alley. Come on. Yeah, it's not going to focus. Everything will be in the show notes. And then the contrasting color I am using is this brown called Acorn, and it is Sheep Thrills. It is a Sheep at the Wheel Yarn Company, which is a local yarn shop that's actually just down the street. And it's a 75-25 blend superwash blue face luster nylon. So, in the Acorn colorway. But so I have never used cashmere or BFL before, so I kind of wasn't sure about mixing bases, but I'm really loving it. And it's a good kind of mindless knit. You kind of have to pay attention to some parts, but it's pretty simple. So I am loving that. My kind of take around project, excuse me, is living in this Nano Stitch Lab bag. It's Biohazard. My husband bought me this for my birthday, and he knits, and he actually has one that's the same. It's just orange. And these have been I'm knitting these socks, and these have been on my needles since 4th of July weekend. Kind of stalled out on them. So I have one done, and I am almost to the heel on the second one. And this is Patons Kroy socks in the ground gray marl. Just your standard sock yarn. I am doing toe up with a Fish Lips Kiss heel. And these are on Chiagoo's they're 2.25s. So I have actually never used Chiagoo's, and I've heard a lot of some people either really like them and some people either like hate the cord. I don't mind the cord. I'm doing these magic loop, and the tips are really sharp, which makes them good for like lace and cabling, but they hurt when you accidentally stab yourself with them. So they're almost kind of a weapon, and I did not bring these on the plane for a trip because, yeah, I was afraid that these might be considered a weapon because they're sharp. But, and then my little progress keeper, you probably can't see, but I made this quite a while ago. I promise I'll get my husband to fix the focusing. I don't know, I am not a techie person. So, and then the yarn is just caked up. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have knit things out of this colorway. I actually bought this yarn to make me socks, and then my husband wanted those socks, so he got them, and then I had to go buy more yarn because I really wanted a pair of socks out of this. So these are my purse projects. So I'm trying to get these done just because to get something new on the needles, but there's really not a rush. So that is that. Now, oh, forgot this one. Okay, so this is probably my favorite, well, one of my favorite projects right now, and I'm sure like everyone and their dog and their brother is making one, with good reason. But this is my Cozy Memories blankets. And I'm not going to sit here and go through all of the yarns that are in here because that would take forever. I don't even remember all of them. So some of these definitely are my scraps. Some of these are mini skeins that I've traded with people. You can see I got some dangly ends there. And this is too big. It's not going to get all in one shot. Oops. Oh. Okay. I think I've done these top three this week. So this one I think is a Gnome Acres and a mini skein set. This one is Gnome Acres Falling Leaves, or Kicking Leaves, I think. And this one is a scrap that somebody gave me. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, I do mine on Knitter's Pride Dreamz. If I can dig them out. Knitter's Pride Dreamz. I do double points. These are I believe these are the 8-inch length, and these are size 3s, and they're perfect. They're perfect. The only thing I might like better is if these were straights, but like this length. So like if they just had a knob on the end, but I really don't want to do anything to these because they're a double pointed needle set. But they work great. And I noticed in watching a lot of other podcasters is that my squares are really small. I would do 31 stitches to start. And I've noticed that a lot of podcasters are doing like 40, 50, even 60, which is fine. I mean, that's, you know, it's their blanket. But I kind of like it because it kind of adds to the patchworkiness of it. I love patchwork and scrappy things, as you will see. And I don't know. I just like the smaller squares. That's just me. So that is that. And currently right now, my minis and my blanket are living in this kind of reusable shopping tote. But I have a kitten, and he likes to climb in here and steal mini skates. So I'm kind of looking for something that's like a huge zipper or a huge drawstring or something like that, because, yeah, he thinks all of the yarn is his, and it's not, sadly, for him. So then, excuse me, let me just look at my show notes real quick. So then I have, like I said, I like scrappy things. So I am also working on a scrappy crochet granny square blanket. And again, I'm not going to go through all of the different squares with you. This is what I have joined together so far. It's about, I think, 10 by 10. I'm doing 4 rounds of the color or the actual square, and then I'm doing a join as you go technique for the border. And again, these are minis. A lot of these squares that minis that I get, I can get a square for my Cozy Memories blanket, and I can get a square for this out of. So that's really handy. And I was joining these together on kind of a mini road trip we took recently, and I got to the bottom of the bag because I was storing all of my squares in this bag. But I got to the bottom of the bag and I realized I had a lot, all of my squares were kind of blue and purple, and I needed some more variety. So I had to stop, make some more granny squares so that I could have some variety. So that is what I've kind of been doing the past couple nights. I have a stack here that needs ends woven in. But, so you can see, that was from a swap. This is Nerd Girl Yarns in Batcave, I think. I think this is a solid from a Gnome Acres set. This is a mini that I dyed up. This is a Lorna's Laces scrap that somebody sent me. I really like the way this worked out. It kind of reminds me of the Scooby-Doo time machine. This is a Gnome Acres mini. This is blueberries, I think. This is Gnome Acres. This is cantaloupe or melon or something like that. This is a mini somebody sent me. And this is a mini that somebody sent me. This one's sparkly. I don't know if you can see that. And, oops. And this is a mini that somebody else sent me. So I'm working on that. My goal is to have this go on the back of our couch. And I'm kind of hoping to get it done by next March. So I think I can do that. Yeah. So, and it's not going to be really big. I think it's going to be just the right size for 2 people. Which our couch is really only made for 2 people. It's almost kind of more of a love seat. So it'll be the perfect size. And I am crocheting the squares with a size E hook, and I do 4 rounds, and then I'm joining them together with a size F hook, and I'm joining them together with just Knit Pick Stroll in the Basalt. Yeah, you can't, sorry, you can't see that, and the Basalt heather, so it's just fingering weight. So, and then I am stealing a page from Kay of the Bakery Bears, and I want some cushions to put on our couch. just a little bit of background. We are newlyweds. We will be married for a year in March. And we didn't have hardly any furniture when we moved here. And so we have a good amount of furniture now, but it's missing kind of the homey touches. So I wanted some scrappy cushions because I love scrappy stuff. So I started a little cushion cover right here. It's not very big. I don't think it'll take super long. I'm kind of dividing my minis between my blanket and my cushion. And yeah, and I'm doing this the same way with size 3 DPNs and 31 stitches. So, okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about acquisitions. Recently, my husband and I, we went to Indiana. We've been to a couple of yarn shops like the past few weekends around here, but I'm just going to show you what I got kind of in the past week because I didn't want to show everything because we'd just kind of be here forever. Not that I like bought out the store, but I just thought I'd share kind of what I got in the past week or so. So, I love Gnome Acres. I'm not sponsored by her in any way. I just love what she does. She's so creative, and yeah. So if you definitely haven't heard of her, go check her out. I will show you her business card, but the camera won't focus. So I will link her shop in the show notes for sure. But I got her, and these aren't out of the packaging. I don't want to take them out just yet, but I got her Christmas party collection. I know you can't see them, but they're really beautiful. You should go take a look at her website. And these are her fruitcake, mistletoe, Eddie Griswold, eggnog, Christmas ham, and under the tree colorways. I got her old Christmas colorways, and these are just kind of really nice jewel tone colors for the holiday season. I had to have, as a huge caffeine addict, her coffee shop, which I have 2 of these already, but I didn't have the other 2, so I got those. So I may, I have coffee, and pumpkin spice latte already, so I may just save those for trades or gifts. And then I got, this is kind of hard to see, but again, I don't want to take it out of the packaging because I'm kind of saving these to knit on during December. But I got cookies and milk. It's adorable. I know you kind of can't see that. And it comes with a gnome cookie cutter. How awesome is that? So, like I said, I will definitely link her shop below. I am not affiliated with her. I'm not sponsored by her or anything. I just love her stuff. And you should too, because it's awesome. So, that came in the mail, last weekend, this week. And then I went to my local yarn shop. I was taking care of some business in there. And, I've been wanting to make a wrap called Alpaca Your Wrap. Yeah, I'll link to it. And so I was, and the pattern calls for DK weight. Now we live in Texas, and I get cold very easily, but I can't really justify a DK weight alpaca wrap, especially because alpaca traps so much air and it's very warm. So I figured I would do it in a fingering weight. So I was looking for a fingering weight kind of alpaca yarn that was reasonable, in a color that I liked, all that jazz. So I got Berroco Folio, and it's in this really pretty, like, kind of heathered turquoise, which I think will go great with lots of things because I wear blue, or not blue, I wear gray a lot. And it's 65% superfine alpaca and 35% rayon. So I think this will work excellent for what I want. And I got 3 skeins. Okay. And then I also got this Knitter's Pride Waves. I have a whole lot of crochet hooks, but we moved recently and they have walked off the face of the earth. I don't know where they're at. So I'll find them one of these days. But I've also been wanting to experiment with having a grip on my crochet hook because sometimes I like to use metal crochet hooks, but sometimes working for a long period of time, the metal starts to kind of wear against my hand. So I picked up this Knitter's Pride Waves crochet hook for my alpaca wrap, and it's just a US size D. So that is that. Oh shoot, I forgot to bring that down. Well, I will definitely link it below. So I'm a big bookworm, so I kind of wanted to share with what I'm reading right now. I find that I tend to not read as much as I used to, and I really want to fix that. So right now I'm reading The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and it's not my favorite. Everybody says, oh, it's the new Gone Girl. I didn't like Gone Girl. I read the book because I tend to kind of be a stick in the mud when it comes to trends. I don't want to read something just because everybody's reading it. I'd rather read something because I'm genuinely interested in it. And so I read Gone Girl, and this book is kind of similar to that, but I don't know. It's just not really. I think I'll finish it, maybe. I don't know. But I'm not really digging it. I started reading it because I saw the movie trailer and I thought it looked really good, and now I'm not so sure. So, and then I wanted to talk about TV talk. Excuse me. And I'm just drinking Coke Zero because I'm a slave to caffeine, honestly. So, my husband and I have got ourselves hooked on Stranger Things. Now, I know everybody has been talking about it, and I don't know, again with the kind of trend thing, I'm like, yeah, you know, everybody's really into Outlander and things like that. It's just not for me. I kind of do my own thing. But my husband and I were looking for something to watch last night on TV, and we have Netflix. We don't have cable or anything like that. And I had heard a lot about Stranger Things, but I did not want to watch it by myself because I have an overactive imagination, and I think I would just freak myself out way too much. So we started watching it last night, and oh my word, we're hooked. It is one of those shows that you have to watch the next episode because you have to find out what happens. We watched 2 episodes last night, and we had to like make ourselves go to bed because it was that good. It is almost like a Stephen King novel in TV format. And I find that, and it's a Netflix original movie, or series rather, and I find that Netflix is coming out with a lot of great stuff lately. So we will probably be binge watching that this weekend. But it's really great. So I would highly, highly recommend if you like. It's kind of like Stephen King. It's not super gory, from what I've watched. It's kind of Stephen King thriller, mind-bending, meets kind of The Goonies. It's set in like 1983, so it's they've stayed very true to the style. The music is great, you know, things like that from that era. And there's no spoilers, but this girl tries to kind of, there's kind of like 4 main characters, and they're middle school boys, and they meet this girl, and they're not entirely sure what she is or where she came from, and she tries to take off her clothes, and they're like, whoa, 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 like, it's so gross, and I just think it's so cute and so innocent of how they're so freaked out about the male body, or about the female body. It's kind of refreshing from today's era of where everybody walks around half naked anyway. I just thought that was so cute. I don't think it was meant to be cute, but I found it endearing. During the day, I watch a lot of TV because, again, I have very high anxiety and battling with depression. And I'm the only one here. I'm a housewife. I run my business, and my husband's away at work. We don't have children. We have a cat who's 6 months old, and he is our child. But I keep the TV on because, even for background noise, just because I don't like the sound of silence. So I'm rewatching Parks and Rec. I was kind of feeling low a couple weeks. I have low spots and high spots like everybody, and Parks and Rec is just a kind of feel good laugh, just, I already know what's going to happen, but it's kind of comforting. So I've been rewatching that. I did not watch it when it was on air originally, but I've now watched it twice. So The Office is like that if you're looking for another feel-good, kind of funny, relaxing, comforting show. And I am catching up on podcasts. We had house guests about 2 months ago, and it completely threw off my podcast watching schedule, then with being out of town and everything. So I'm backlogging almost like 2 months worth of episodes for all the podcasts that I watch. So I've been catching up on that. So yeah, that's kind of my episode. I'm going to talk about my small business, Mockingbyrd Made. And if you are interested, great. If you are not, totally understand. I know you don't need to be enabled anymore. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. So for those who are sticking around, I am going to be having a small shop update this weekend. My photographer, my dear hubby, will be home. And I am going to be uploading some progress keepers and some more yarn. So I just thought I would show them a little bit to you. This is probably going to be kind of like no point in this because the camera won't focus, but at least you'll know about it. So we have progress keepers. Here, I just have to like describe it to you. But it's this little plaque kind of, and it has a flower cut out and it says handmade. I have some baking ones. I have some muffin tins, some whisks, measuring cups, things like that. Those are kind of one of a kind. And then I have a couple of these charms. You probably can't see this. Come on. Okay, obviously I don't know how to work the camera. That say made with love. Again, all this will be up in the shop. And we have some yarn. So this is a new-ish colorway called A Walk in the Woods. And this is kind of, it's kind of Christmassy, but I didn't dye it with that intention. I dyed it with the intention of kind of it just being winter themed. So we have greens and browns for trees, and reds for cardinals, and some blue for a scarf for someone's coat, and then white for snow. I know snow isn't completely white, but I've only seen snow a couple times in my life, so that's my snow. And I'm not going to show you everything, just kind of some choice favorites. This is called Renaissance, and we've got some golds and like burgundies and emeralds and navies and some purples where the dye runs, and I really love this colorway. I'm so sorry guys, I know you can't see that, but I promise pictures will be in the shop. Let's see, and then, oh, this one is not reskeined, but this one is Serenity. And we've got some blues and greens and purples and a very soft coloring. Very calming, which I think that's what we all need this time of year. And yeah, that is about it. Oh, and vegetable garden. So this one seems like it's kind of fall. Again, I did not intend for that to happen, but so we got reds for tomatoes, yellows for squash, oranges for carrots, some greens, some browns for dirt. And yeah. And right now, I only have one base. It's a 75-25 blend. It's a fingering weight. It is my Sarah sock. But I find that that's a base that a lot of people like to use, and we are always adding new things, so you should definitely stick around. So that's kind of just a preview of what is going to be going up in the shop. And shop update, everything goes according to plan, will be Saturday night sometime. I will post about it on Instagram, so make sure that you're following. If not, it will be sometime Sunday. I don't really do a whole huge update just yet. I started this business in August, so it's still a little bit of a learning curve and things like that, but this is my passion and this is what I love to do, so I am happy to share with everybody. And yeah, I am excited, nervous, a little anxious about putting myself out there, but if it's this is one industry where it really helps people and not, puts people down, and I find that there's not a whole lot of cutthroat competition, like, if you were to go into the fashion industry or acting industry, it's very hard to make it there. So yeah, so this is the first episode. I hope you'll stick around. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you don't, no worries, that's okay. Different strokes for different folks. And hopefully I will see you guys later. Bye.